Roger John Madden in my camper van in Orizaba, Mexico. Veracruz State, up in the mountains. Magical Pueblo, an officially designated by the government of Mexico. Mágico Pueblo, and it's every bit of that. Is the most magical place I've been yet in almost a year in Mexico of non-stop traveling, pretty much with relatively long stops of 2 or 3 months in various places. A new friend of mine that I made on the wharf in Veracruz when I dove for monedas, coins, into the bay, the only gringo, the only person other than the local jóvenes, the young guys who did that for a living, told me I'm a great storyteller. He's been following my YouTube channel, and it is full of stories. I'm an Irish storyteller. It's in the race to tell stories, and sometimes dramatic ones, sometimes sad ones, sometimes hysterical, sometimes unnecessary. We can be annoying at times. But my life is a pretty amazing story with a lot of drama, genuine tragedy, and then triumph, and spiritual experiences. And in the last 4.5 years, I've turned into a videographer, and I tell the stories on video on my YouTube channel. And on that YouTube channel, I have, eventually there'll be separate channels, but right now, bunches of stories, including how to be happy, because that's my specialty. I am happy essentially all the time, and my process of getting there is documented at this point in probably 100 videos that could be helpful to people. And I said to that guy who was interested in me being a mentor to him, I said, well, I like that idea. I think you're wide open and we connect well, but the trick is, don't try to be like me. No, you can take my stories as inspiration, and if there are parts of them that make sense to you, that fit for you in your life, use them. But cast aside whatever doesn't make sense for you. Because the heart of my story in the last 4.5 years, why I'm so happy, is that I'm not trying to be like anybody else. I'm not trying to be like my parents wanted me to be. I'm not trying to be like I always thought I ought to be. I surprise myself every day. Don't follow rules. No. Follow my inner voice, which is quite active. And you can call it God, the voice for God, the voice for spirit, or your inner pilot, or your best guess, or just what feels right in the moment, what feels the most right. Do that. So I think he's got the point. So he's not trying to be like me, and God forbid anybody, no one would want my life. You wouldn't want to have gone through what I've gone through to get here. Where I am is pretty great. And I do like to make up stories. One of my favorite pastimes is what I call the Fool on the Hill, where I just sit and watch. So here in Orizaba, it blows my mind. I'm in Mexico, you know? In Mexico, just a couple blocks away from the great cathedral of St. Michael the Archangel here in Mexico, in Orizaba. So I'll just sit in the car and make up a story about everybody who goes by, knowing that it's all projection and that I shouldn't assume it's true, but it's so fun and amusing just to make up stories. In my past, for years, I write little plays for people's birthday, sometimes hysterically funny. I undertook back in Asheville, North Carolina, to write a kind of a serious play. It was my first experience of restaurant serving, and I found it so exciting. The drama between the persona you put on the front of the house, looking professional, and the chaos in the kitchen where you're all bumping into each other trying to get your food and laughing hysterically. And it was the Christmas season, and we were playing Christmas music out in the lovely restaurant, and rock and roll. And cooks are notoriously temperamental and wild characters. So dealing with the cook, oh man, it was unbelievable. So I had a half-finished play called Seven Servers in Search of a Purpose. That's a takeoff of some famous play. And I took it to the Fringe Fest in Asheville, which is a very alternative town, and the Fringe Fest every year is risky plays, music, dance that can't find a venue anywhere else. And I auditioned for them, and they liked it a lot, and they said, yeah, but it's 2 weeks before showtime, man, and you've got this half finished. No, we're not going to take a risk on that, which was smart on their part, because I injured myself on the job, left the job, and never finished the play. But the first half of it, yeah. So that's my story. It's my life. It's probably more than half done at 77. I think that's a safe bet. But whatever is left is gonna be rock and roll, baby. Yeah, every day, every moment. I'm currently dipping back into Robert Earl Keen Americana music, and maybe my favorite song is the song about his dad, who was a bigger than life character, and bigger than life, and it's a rockin' song, Freight Train. Freight, yeah, about his life. He was like a locomotive out of his one-track mind. And the line from that most has sat with me, I've got this moment I'm living in, and nothing else at all. If I have a secret, that's it. Embed yourself in that moment. Don't be thinking about the future. Do what you can to release the trauma of the past and show up here and now, because that's where the rock and roll is. Yeah, and that's why I'm happy, because I'm not planning, not regretting, not trying. I'm actually a better singer these days, and I am one hot dancer. You need to see me dance.